Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this video is about late Osinachi'S husband. I'm sure most of us remember the gospel singer, gospel musician Osinachi, who died some years back due to domestic violence. So Nwachukwu's husband, Mr. Peter Nwachukwu, has been sentenced to die. So let me give you a brief, remembrance about Osinachi for those of us that may not really remember who the person was. She was a Nigerian gospel musician, and she achieved popularity through the single Ekweme, 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 you are the living God, no one, something like that. And she actually came to limelight by Prosper Ochimana, and Akpai was alleged to be as a result of domestic violence, and her husband Peter Nwachukwu was arrested in connection with her demise, and the case has been in court, from that time. And Peter Nwachukwu and the late gospel singer Osinachi'S Nwachukwu was sentenced yesterday to die by hanging by the Federal Capital Territory High Court, sitting in Wuse Zone 2, Abuja. Justice Njideka Nwosuheme delivered the judgment on Monday after dismissing Nwachukwu's no-case submission, and the court found him guilty of culpable homicide in connection with the demise of his wife on April 8, 2022. And so Nwachukwu was arraigned on June 3, 2022, and faced a 23-count charge filed by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation. The death of this woman is one of those deaths that, that was really, really touchy. The circumstances, surrounding her demise was very, very sad and quite disheartening, because it was reported that he was really going through domestic violence, but she decided to keep quiet about it, maybe because she's a gospel singer, and oftentimes they are reported to the church where she belonged as of that time. But both of them were worker. She and the husband, they were worker in their church. But they had reported their cases so many times. Sometimes their cases were dismissed. Sometimes they were asked to go and sort it themselves. And there's this fear of, if you divorce, you're not going to minister on the pulpit and all of that. And so she was living in denial. And if you look at that song most times when she was alive, she sang from the depth of her heart, out of pains. If you look at most of her videos, you realize she was always singing out of pains, like out of personal pains she experienced. And most of our workers actually noticed the maltreatment from the husband and all of that, but she was always telling them not to report it to police, not to report to the church, just to cover up, and probably they will resolve it on their own. But unfortunately, it wasn't resolved until she was actually kicked to buy, because the husband kicked her so many times, and the children also witnessed most of this fight, and they actually testified against their father in court as well. It is so pathetic. There was even a time they were taking those children around to beg for money. Let's see how Kwiti Jules reports it. Then it says, court sentence late gospel singer Osinachi'S husband Peter Nwachukwu to buy. The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory FCT Wuse Zone 2 Abuja has sentenced Mr. Nwachukwu, husband of late gospel singer Osinachi'S Nwachukwu, to buy by hanging. Justice Nwosuheme delivered the judgment today after finding him guilty of culpable homicide in connection with Osinachi'S death in April 8, 2022. Nwachukwu was initially arraigned on June 3, 2022 by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation on the 3-count charge, including culpable homicide, spousal battery, cruelty to children, and criminal intimidation. During the trial, the prosecution presented 17 witnesses, including 2 of the couple's children, and submitted 25 documents as exhibit. The defense called 5 witnesses, including Nwachukwu himself, and tendered 4 exhibits, while the defense counsel, Reginald Nwale, pleaded for leniency. The prosecution urged the court to impose the full weight of law. Justice Nwachukwu sentenced Nwachukwu to die by hanging on count 1. He also received additional sentences, 2 years imprisonment for each on the count 2, 3, 8, 9, 12, 13, and 18, 6 months on count 10, 3 years on count 11, and fines of 500,000 and 200,000 on count 6 and 7, respectfully. Guys, I just want to say something, that when you are going through domestic violence, don't keep quiet about it. Speak out, talk about it. And a lot of time churches are not helping, because once you are a single mom or you got divorced, they tell you are no longer a worker, you are no longer you're no longer worthy to mount the pulpit to do some certain things on the pulpit of God and all of that. But I do tell people that the moment your husband starts eating you, divorce has taken place. I mean, divorce is not this piece of paper we sign in the courtroom. The moment he starts shouting at you, starts beating you, battering you day and night, then divorce had already taken place, because it's in other words, it means he's no longer fulfilling what God wants it to fulfill. Love is not cruelty. Love is not unkind. Love is beautiful. Love is meant to be enjoyed. And so if it's not looking like kindness, if it's not looking like beautiful, if it's not looking like something that gives peace of mind, then it's no longer love. And the best thing you can do is to just opt out. There's nothing bad in separation from one that is almost making your life miserable. Let's see fans' reaction. One say the court's decision shows that domestic violence won't be tolerated, and it's a big step towards protecting women's rights. And that one say justice at last. The satisfactory smile on the face is on my face is unmatched. Okay, but when is the hanging? And that one say one thing I'll forever be grateful for is my ability to live once my peace of mind feels threatened. Friendship, relationship, work, even family. This is too harsh. Did somebody just say it's too harsh? Okay, so I'm not going to say it's harsh or it's not harsh. I don't even know what to feel right now, but all I know is that law has to take its course, because this case, they have been on this since 2022, and so investigation had been carried out and a lot of things have been carried out for them to come to a conclusion of, sentencing him into by. Guys, this is where I'll be drawing the curtains. Let me know what you feel in the comment section. Bye.